Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition. I'm Steve Malzberg, and today I want to talk about the horrific, the enormous, tragic, earth-shattering wildfires in California, and the media reaction, the left's reaction. Whenever there's a gun involved in something, whenever there's a shooting in a school, right away, doesn't matter if they know who did it, what the gun was, how the gun was obtained, legally or illegally, doesn't matter. Congress must act. Huh? Okay. Blame the Republicans. Blame this one. Blame that one. Always the right to blame because, they want to protect the rights of law-abiding citizens. So they always politicize. They politicize everything. Everything. I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about left-wing politicians. Always. So now, because people like Donald Trump and people on the right have rightfully called into question, hey, according to reports, why were there not enough water in the reservoir? Why was there the fire hydrants didn't work? Why were there millions and millions of dollars in cuts to the fire department in Los Angeles? Why was the mayor in Africa? I mean, all these questions. And so now it's, how dare they politicize this? Really? Jen Psaki on MSNBC on her show, the former Biden spokesperson, radical leftist with a smile, but not much. She's a real radical leftist. And so today, or the other day, she's talking about Trump and Musk when talking about the fire. That's what she's focusing on. Trump and Musk. What the heck do they have to do with the fire? Oh, they're talking about blame. And gee, imagine that. Blame, huh? Blame. Now, let me go where the real blame lies, okay? And if you don't know this, you should know this, because Israel and our aid to Israel and Israel defending herself, that's what's to blame, at least in part, at least to some, for the fires in California. Oh, yes. And I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. I'm not kidding. Now, according to figures that I've seen, well, traditionally, the U.S. gives about $3-point-something billion a year to Israel in aid, okay? 3-point-something. If you add up the money that they give every year to Egypt and Jordan, it's the same thing. It comes to over $3 billion as well. So just keep that in mind. Now, since Israel was attacked, we've given Israel a lot more money in aid, military equipment, and arms sales, and all that kind of stuff. The exact number, I don't know. But I bring that up because former MSNBC host, who's now in charge of a new network that he started, Mehdi Hassan, he has said, now, again, he said U.S. spends a record $17.9 billion on military aid to Israel since last October 7th. Okay, that's what he connected his X post to. And what he said, it said LA Fire chief warned last month that budget cuts would affect response to large-scale emergencies. And then he connected that to someone who put U.S. spends $17.9 billion on military aid to Israel since last October 7th. As if the cuts to the L.A. Fire Department made by the mayor in L.A. have anything to do with us giving increased aid to Israel. What? Now, that's how I interpret what he meant. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in his head. I can only assume, based on what he posted, that that's what he meant. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, I wish he was, and I wish I were kidding you, but no. Then we go to a woman who the New York Post put a headline of and her picture up in May, and they called it Stark Raving Grad instead of Stark Raving Mad. Get it? Because she was giving a commencement speech at the City University of New York Law School back in May. They put her picture up. They call her an anti-Israel activist. They called the speech hateful, a hateful commencement speech, and she called apparently for a revolution and portrayed the NYPD as racist, et cetera, et cetera. So she posted on X about the fires, dropping hundreds of thousands of tons of bombs in Gaza, turning it into a blazing inferno, has consequences that extend beyond our moral condemnation. There are climate consequences that will find us all. Wow. So Israel dropping the bombs in Gaza has created climate consequences that are, again, the way I interpret it, are responsible for the fires in Los Angeles. Okay? Blame Israel. Oh, I'm not finished. I wish I was, but I'm not. Excuse the paper, but I don't have a prompter. So, okay. The Times of Israel has a story, and it's about other people blaming Israel. Code Pink. Code Pink. We all know about Code Pink, another radical leftist bunch of loonies, in my opinion. On X, when U.S. taxes go to burning people alive in Gaza, we can't be surprised when these fires come home. Really? Morally? Like this is something morally we have to answer for, or I don't know. I don't know. You have to call Code Pink and get the answer. A group labeled anti-Zionist, the Jewish Voice for Peace, and I'll go to the article itself here and what they said in their attempt to blame Israel. The New York branch of the anti-Zionist Jewish Voice for Peace, according to the Times of Israel, said, instead of putting resources toward making our country livable, our government is putting billions towards Israel's genocide of Palestinians in Gaza. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know how the foreign budget, the military budget, the foreign aid budget comes into conflict or into this at all. And it doesn't, of course. But when you hate Israel and you hate Jews, I guess, things like this happen. There's more. Fatima Muhammad, a leader of New York's hardline anti-Israel group, according to the Times of Israel, within our lifetime, posted an image of the fires and said, the flames of Gaza will not stop there. Dropping hundreds of thousands of bombs on Gaza, turning it into a blazing inferno, has consequences. That's the quote I read from the woman who was the speaker at CUNY. That's interesting. That's interesting. Is that her? Yeah, Fatima Muhammad. Okay, so she's also within our lifetime. I didn't know she was. That's it. Okay, so that's who she is, further than what the credentials that I gave to you. And folks, this goes on and on and on. You know that Israel was blamed, and let me give you this story. This is from New York Jewish Week, titled, "No, New York libraries aren't closing because of funding for Israel." I kid you not. Some on social media sought to blame the New York Public Library's Sunday closures on the Israel-Hamas war. That's right. That the New York City Public Library now closed on Sundays because of $36.2 million in budget cuts, these posts say. But New York City taxpayers sent $118,929,729 to Israel to commit genocide. Folks, this is just lunacy. It's lunacy. I just needed to point it out because Jews are under attack. If you look at the hate crime statistics that have been put out by the ADL, and I have problems with the ADL, for 2024, I mean, 10-time increase, 50-time increase, whatever. It's bad. It's bad. So just know that this is out there. this is out there, this nonsense. And God bless Congressman Torres from the Bronx, Richie Torres. Let me just get something that he said here if I can. He is one of Israel's biggest supporters. He's a Democrat. I read where, I don't know, he might run for mayor. I don't know that to be true or not. But I can't find what he wrote. But he is, just take my word for it, he is, okay. He says the nature of anti-Semitism is to scapegoat the Jewish people and the state of Israel for everything wrong in the world, no matter how tenuous the casual connection, he said. The modus operandi of anti-Semitism is slanderous scapegoating. When in doubt, blame the Jews. That's Richie Torres, congressman from the Bronx in New York. Bravo to Richie Torres. All right, folks, tell your friends, share the link. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I promise you this is going to get technically more enhanced as we go along. But I just, there are things I have to get off my chest. So I decided to do today's broadcast. Thanks again, folks. Stay safe.